So get this foot just a little more parallel, and you can open up wider. You're longer than you think. So, yeah. Wow. That was just like. So she'll inhale here. Yeah, she bloomed. Blossoming. Wow. Then she'll inhale, and then she'll bring her hands to the ground. Okay. This allows us to have a foundation in the hands to walk this back foot forward until the hips become squared. Entonces va a caminar pie atrás hacia adelante para cuadrar las caderas. So just to here, just a little bit. Like a long forward bend. Okay. What's most important here is the hips squared. Okay, so walk this foot in just a little bit more, and we're imagining their hips are like headlights, so like this. Yep. And then from here we want to make sure that the foot is flat, four corners, so she can walk this foot even a tiny bit farther in, a little bit forward.
Oh, forward.
Right. Yeah, and that'll just give you more stability, even more. It's better to start off a little bit short, find the hips squared, so walk a little bit farther forward towards your hands, a little bit more. Now lift this up a second. Okay, so we're getting there. So you can do this with your hands on the ground, but then the real test would be just standing up. Come on up, bring your hands to your hips, and then see if you feel really stable in your legs and your hips are squared. Entonces, hacer una buena prueba, aquí sería te paras y mira si las caderas realmente están mirando hacia adelante, y cuatro apoyos, sí, en los pies. Okay, so this is, you don't necessarily have to do this, but when you're just starting to teach this posture, it's okay to say, come on up, hands to the hips, are they really facing forward? Let's be honest here, because with a solid foundation, you'll be able to get so much more out of this posture. Con un buen fundamento aquí, siendo honesto, vas a poder abrirte aún más en la postura, entonces es bueno enfocarte primero en el fundamento. Okay, so her feet look great. Her hips look great. They're squared. Okay, now she'll inhale the left arm up. Exhale, come forward. Keep this hand here. And this left hand comes underneath the shoulder. Okay. And it can either be spider hands or to a block. Let's just show the different options here. Okay. And it's right underneath the shoulder. This would be the modification, but it's always recommended to start in the modification and then give the harder variation. Okay, entonces esa sería la modificación. If it's possible for you, then you cross your hand to the other side of the foot, maybe use a block. Yeah. Keep the hips squared, and then again, bring the shoulders towards your ears. Shoulder blades together, wow. And then extend the arm up. And I'm just gonna come in here, just like we did in the last pose. I'll bring my thigh here towards her thigh. Now, the common tendency will be that this hip wants to fall to go along with this twist. La tendencia sería que esta cadera se caiga también, para también torsionarse. And I want to make sure that it doesn't, that the twist is coming from the heart, not from the hips. Okay? Que torsión viene desde el corazón, no las caderas. So I'm actually going to bring my thigh underneath her thigh to say, stay up there. I may even come up onto my tiptoes to keep her up there. And my other hand to the other thigh. From there, we're seeing the hand is nice in line with the shoulders. I'll bring my hand to her shoulders. Her belly stays in. Inhale. And with the exhale, I push my thigh forward and I pull her back. Inhale. Soften. Exhale. Just open up from the heart. Wow. And she's doing a great job with the head. Just keeping in line with the spine and really surrendering back. To come down from this, hands to the hips. And you can even come down first. So hands to the ground first, and then stand up. Okay. Let's do the other side.
Is the first one doing yoga with the hot
Because I'm super cool.
Yeah.
Only those who are cool can do yoga.
It's also because I'm super blind in the sun.
Okay, so we'll just align here, hands to the hips. Okay, make sure the hips are squared. Yep. Feet look good. What's that?
What do you mean with square?
Yeah, so like hips like headlamps of a car. Both of these facing forward. Okay? Whereas you see how that wouldn't be square?
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about. Okay? So once the hips are squared, then you can walk that back foot back a little bit and see how far you can go without overdoing it while keeping the hips squared. So this hip will tend to kind of want to go back. How's that feel there? Maybe a little bit farther forward. Also, with your feet position, the farther your foot is out to the side, the more stable it will be. So you don't have to think, get my heels in a line or anything like that. Just think hips squared, stable legs. So walk your heel out just a little bit more, out towards the side of the mat. Yeah. How's that feel?
Good.
Good. And then step in just a little bit towards your other foot, like forward. Yeah, a little bit more. Yes. You're going to be thinking so much of your upper body, you don't want to be thinking about your lower body in this posture. Get it stable and then open from the heart.
Are you trying to get the back foot parallel or just wherever it needs to be?
Wherever it needs to be to have your hips squared. Most
Okay.
people will kind of be at a 45-degree
Right.
angle. Okay, so then she'll inhale, right arm up. Exhale, fold forward. Make sure to micro bend the knees as well. Okay. Hands either to the block or spider hands to the ground. And if that feels good, crossing over to the other side. Okay, and I'm going to come behind her. Bring my thigh to the hip that might be falling. We'll do the shoulders towards the ears. Shoulder blades together. Great. Extend that arm up. Make sure it's in one line. And then I have this thigh under there. I'll make a sandwich. We'll inhale together. And exhale. She'll just open up from her heart. Yeah. There it is. And soften a little. And you always open on the exhalation. Wow. There it is. Woo. Hands to the hips. She brings her hands to the ground. And then slowly makes her way back.